Yo, 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 it's your boy. Trader Mayne. How's it going, everybody? Back with another video. Here to collect my clout from the last video and from yesterday. Because what did I say? I'm back from vacation. I'm finally back in the groove of things. I'm back to collecting my fucking sweet, sweet tokens of clout. You know? I'm back. As you guys know, these videos are sponsored by Bybit. You want to support your boy? Easiest way to do it, use Bybit. Use my ref link. Info in the description. I'm sorry I haven't streamed in a while. I don't know. I just haven't had the fucking juice. I know I seem quite juiced up now. Did I tell you guys look at this. I fixed my mic. Look at this. I can whack the shit out of it. Doesn't come undone now. I spent $400 on this little fucking box thing just so I could have this fucking special outlet. To now, I don't have to fucking be so delicate with the mic. I can fucking grab the thing and fucking shake it around and nothing happens. Anyways, I'm sorry I haven't streamed in a while. I don't know. Just haven't had the juice to stream. But just doing the kind of little bit shorter videos off the top has just been my preference of late. So happy Memorial Day weekend. Or whatever it's called now. I don't know if you guys in America have changed it. It's not a thing up here in Canada. Our long weekend was last weekend. But yeah, holiday Monday yesterday. So doing the video today. Hopefully get a stream in later. But here's the good news. Exactly what I said was going to happen happened. Okay? So that's good. And we made some money on a couple of trades. So let's talk about that. So first things first, I'm the realist. Isn't that fucking Iggy Azalea song or whatever fucking Ansem's been tweeting to? Iggy, isn't that her? I don't know. Anyways, who cares? I'm off the meds. Fiance's out of town. No meds. She's like, oh, take your vitamins, take your pills. No. How about that? We're just straight juice. Anyways, 2 minutes in, haven't said anything. So market's ranging, right? I think the timeline is kind of a shit show right now. I think most people are in kind of three camps. One is just outrageously bullish still. Two is, maybe they saw Don Alt being a little bit bearish. I know Loom Dart was a little bit bearish. You've seen Huss a little bit bearish. Some other people telling you to express some caution. And then three, I think there's a lot of people who maybe don't know what's going on. They're unsure. Here's generally how I find things to work, right? Is when price is going sideways, right, on any time frame, that is when you get the most uncertainty on the timeline in terms of what's going to happen next, right? So if we have a week where we're just doing this, right, you're going to see the bulls and the bears fighting this entire week. So like, let's say this is your Monday, this is your Friday, and then on Friday we break out to the upside over the weekend or something, right? Bulls, you're gonna say, I fucking knew it, bears, haha, stupid bulls. And it's gonna be just this ping-ponging of emotion, right? And really what you're doing is you're building up, people are making bets, directional bets on which way this might go out. But the longer it ranges, right, and the tighter maybe the range is, and just until it actually picks a direction, right? And I talked about this in a previous video. Is this accumulation or is this distribution, right? Until that direction and that breakout up or down, right, occurs, you just get more and more kind of on the timeline, at least, people fighting, arguing over who's right. And then, whatever happens, someone fucking told you so, right? Of course. But the longer this range goes on, right, the kind of more mental it drives people. And if you look at price right now, we've been going sideways since the end of February, right? So yeah, we've had big moves up and big moves down and big moves up. But, basically, if you were to take the average price, right, from the start of February to now, it would be right around the midpoint of this range, right? Like we're kind of trading right around that area still, mid 60s. So the longer this goes on, right, the more kind of indecisive people are going to become about what's actually going to happen, because then you start doubting yourself. Oh, fuck, why isn't it going up yet? Right? If you're bullish, why hasn't it gone up yet? If you're bearish, why isn't it dumped yet? Why is it not dumping yet? We're just going sideways, right? So the easiest way to trade this type of price action is assume it's a range until it's not. Okay? So until price shows you that it is going to either break to the upside or downside here, we just play this as a range, right? So in the near the range highs, what do? We get cautious. Near the range lows, we get bullish, right? Cautious and maybe bearish, looking for sells. At the range low, you get optimistic, you get bullish for potential longs, and you play with the assumption that it's going to range, because we don't know at any point one of these rallies or one of these corrections, right, could end up being the one that takes us out of the range. So maybe this is it, and this is the one that's going to take us out. But it could have been this one. It could have been this one. You don't know until it happens, right? You're not going to know the bottom's in until it's already fucking in. So assume it's a range until it's no longer a range. And so that's what we have been doing, or I've been doing. And if you've been following along, hopefully you have too, right? Where we were bearish up here near the upper part of the range. We were rejecting at resistance. We're at the upper part of the range. I'm favoring downside. Where do we target into? The mid-range, right? And then the range low. We ran the range low and then reclaimed. Remember what I talked about 2 videos ago. We wanted to long here. Where was our target? Upper part of the range. And when we were trading up here, right, I talked about a potential retest of the mid-range. And yeah, I'm actually in another long here, because I think maybe we could get one more stab to the upside. But I'm not targeting 88K personally. I know you're going to see some people saying, hey, this is it. We're going to break up from here. Maybe we will, right? But for now, I'm assuming any sort of signs of rejection at the range high tells me that we're going back in the range. So that's just how I'm playing it. I'm playing it like a range until it's not a range anymore. So instead of trying to guess, right? I mean, I understand if you own a ton of spot or whatever, you want to know, is this going to break up or is this going to correct further? I mean, at the end of the day, we're going sideways. I think there's a very good chance that we maybe go sideways, for the summer, right? It's not necessarily guaranteed that we're going to get some sort of resolution of this range, right away. But there's also a chance that, hey, maybe we're going to make an all-time high here in the next couple weeks. I posted a short yesterday, just a scalp. I posted for like a 2% pullback, and based on the comments, you wonder where people are long from, because there's no way it's all-time high by first week of June. I'm like, bro, I'm calling for a 2% pullback. Relax. But there's no guarantee in terms of where this could go to, right? I mean, we could have a huge pump from here and then a correction. We could go sideways here for, the next 2 months. We could fucking correct down into here, right? And still be high time frame bullish for the fall, right? So I talk about this all the times in videos. As much as it's fun to draw out and be like, listen, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, then it's going to do this, this, and this, and this. And if it does that, oh my God, you look like a genius. But I'm much more interested in saying, okay, if I think price is going to go from here to here, which is a $10,000 to $15,000 move, can I capitalize on that? Oh, I think it's going to dump from here down to here. Can I actually make money on that? As opposed to trying to guess 3, 4, 5 moves in advance, can I figure out what the next move is, and can I make money on that? You'll make way more money that way than trying to be a prophet who's predicting 10 moves into the future. A lot of the people who predict multiple moves into the future, and they look prophetic sometimes with the stuff that they're sharing, you'd be surprised they're not even making money half the time, because they're just doing an analysis on a chart. Predicting 5 moves in advance is not a trading plan. How do you actually get in? Right? If you think it's going to go up to 95K, but it's going to do all this shit first, are you buying here, selling here, buying here, selling here? What if you bought here? Are you willing to hold here because you think it's going to go up to 95 after? Are you willing to hold that drawdown? It's not actionable, at least for me. Okay? And I think for most people who are, especially if you're new, try and focus on one move at a time, what's that next move most likely to be, whether that's the next daily candle, weekly candle, monthly candle, hourly candle. What's the next move that's going to happen, and can I profit from it? So for me, I'm watching a couple of different scenarios here. So we'll talk about, I mean, I don't really need to go over, if you want the short that I took yesterday, you want to know what that short was, go on my page. I posted a short up here. Okay. It was an H4 M15 short, right? So H4 sweep, M15 entry based on the breaker, entry, stop, target was Monday's low. Very basic. Now we're in a long on Monday's range. So I targeted Monday's low on that short, and I said, hey, we can come back into this demand here, right? We've got an order block right there. Okay. So we can come back into this demand right here, put in a potential higher low, and maybe we're just still trading Monday's range and we're going to trade a Monday's high. That's all I'm looking at. I'm not trying to predict 80,000 from here. I'm just saying, hey, there's a long scenario here. I'm willing to take a stab. So we got the H12 SFP. Go down to your hourly chart. We got the multiple sweeps here. You've got the breaker. You've got the market structure break. We're reclaiming, at least we're attempting, right? So there's your MSB. There's another sweep. This is your breaker. We're attempting to reclaim Monday's low here. So the target's Monday's high, right? So it's the Monday range, right? We trade up, down, reclaim. You long it, stop there, target the other side. I have an entire YouTube video on that. I highly suggest you go watch it. So that's I'm playing Monday's range, but it also happens to have an H12, H1 in there. So we're taking that trade, and we're going to see what happens. Now, the other trade that I see, if this fails, okay, is a higher time frame long. So if you look here on the weekly, right, we actually have this weekly sweep here, okay, and we have a weekly breaker right here and a weekly order block right here, okay. So just draw this out. And then if you zoom into the H12, we actually have some pretty juicy fucking lows right here. Okay. Right above that weekly area. Okay. And then we have an H12 sweep breaker, right? Here's your MSB. Right inside here, okay? So to me, I'm willing to take the stab here all day long because I have Monday's range, I have a very clear invalidation, and I have a very clear target. And I'm not like shooting for the moon, right? This is a fucking, just a little tiny trade, just like the trade I took yesterday was. Basically a scalp, right? Inter-day trade. Intra-day trade. See what I did there? Sound it out. Now, if this fails, I still think we can trade higher, but maybe we're going to come clean up these lows into here, okay? And then we'll get a long that might take us to a new all-time high and higher. I don't know. So they're both bullish scenarios that I'm looking for. I'm in the one long right now. I'm already in it. If that fails, okay, I would try again on a pullback into this weekly zone. And again, this is a weekly. This is your H12. So you could enter here, stop here, right? Or you could wait for it to come down here and do some sort of lower time frame PA, get in with an either tighter stop, whatever you want to do. But those are the two scenarios that I'm looking at on Bitcoin, one of which I'm already in. I'm in the trade already. Okay. We're still within this large week or this large range here. So I'm still just kind of treating it as a range. I'm not really too worried and being like, hey, this has to break out or whatever. Just playing the range, right? So we're either going to go up from here, or I think maybe a larger correction down into this area here, into that weekly zone, that H12 level that I'd marked out. That's where I'd look again. Now, on the bear side, yeah, we had a sweep here, right? So delete this. We had this sweep here, right? but now we've kind of swept out this low. So to me, this sweep's already kind of played itself out, right? And we're showing some absorption here, just in the fact that we have these sweeps under Monday's lows, these wicks. But this could play out lower. And if that's the case, we know where I think this trades down to, down into these lows, right? And into here. But otherwise, in terms of being a bear, I would want to see probably a move up here to fade, right? So if we do get another pump up and then get some sort of failure back into the range, that might be a short I'm interested in taking. The other things maybe favoring the bears potentially, right, is stock market is, near all-time highs. We made new all-time highs recently, but showing a little bit of rejection here. Got a market structure shift here on the H12, right? There's a market structure break right there on the H12, kind of retesting that. So if this rolls, right, good chance crypto rolls with it. The only thing really holding this up is fucking NVIDIA. But this is something to watch and favors the bears. Another thing that favors the bears, is the inflows. We had a large outflow day today from GBTC. Inflows kind of on the whole are down a little bit. We obviously had a big day on Friday. Saw that move up happen, right? But the spot premiums vanished of late, right? So we've had a perps premium lately, no longer the spot premium. So generally when price has been really strong, spot's been leading the move, not perps. Perps over $100 premium right now on Bitcoin, premium on Ethereum, $7-8 as well. So those are a couple things to be aware of. And again, we are in the upper part of the range. So as much as I'm taking this trade, right, my target is quite conservative because we're in the upper part of the range and I'm treating this as a range until it's not. So generally I want to be longing in the lower part of the range, right, in the discount, and I want to be selling in the premium. So I'm willing to take this trade, right? But a much higher likelihood long of playing out is the one down here because it is in the discount. This is a much more high time frame congruent long because I'm in the discount of that range. But again, we'll wait and see. I'm willing to take the stab here. Again, I don't love that we have the perps premium, but it's not enough for me to not take the trade because the setup's there. The invalidation is clear. I've made money on my Pepe long. I made money on the short yesterday. So I'm happy to risk a little bit of my profits on a trade that, has a 2-to-1 risk reward. Very easy, clean setup. So we'll wait and see if that plays out. Obviously, Ethereum's been, the stronger of the two. We saw that kind of bottom form on, ETH BTC. Big move up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of a pullback here on ETH BTC. And then before continuation, I'm hoping this is the fucking bottom. So, we correct some of this move now, whether it's into here or whether it's even lower. But we see some sort of correction here and then continue this move up. So that's why I'm okay taking the Bitcoin long over it. I didn't take this short that you see mapped up out on here on Ethereum, but it did play out. You had an H12 sweep. You have an H12 MSB here, right there. There's your breaker, stop. So this is, to 2R. Within there, you had an H1 sweep with like an M5 entry that I think played out quite nicely. So I am watching this. I think Ethereum does look a little bit weaker here, not high time frame, but just kind of short term, which makes sense because I think Ethereum BTC is due for a little bit of a pullback. But yeah, we'll see here. I'm tentatively in this long here, and if I get stopped out on Bitcoin, I'm looking lower. And if I get stopped out on Bitcoin and this drops, I expect ETH BTC to drop. And I probably would prefer to long Ethereum, on a sweep of some of this here. So this wick on Ethereum makes it a little bit messier. Right? Makes it a little bit messier to look at. But overall, I think any sort of move below this kind of cluster of lows, if it's fast, I would probably buy. And I think your inval is like, below here, to be honest with you. And I know it seems loose, but if we spike down here, even if we spike down here, I would probably still take a stab at longing Ethereum, assuming ETH BTC is going to make a higher low. So long Bitcoin right now. If we get a bigger pullback, so stocks roll over, let's say, I'm looking to long Ethereum, 3,700 down to maybe 3,600 on a run of these lows. Okay. That's where I'd be looking. And I think a close below there on a high time frame would be the inval. Like we could technically wick there. I don't know. But if we get a move down here, okay, and your stop is way down there, I think the risk reward is still good, right? Because I'm going to be targeting, I'd be targeting, up into the 4,000s from here, in a new high, right? Because we haven't even made an all-time high yet. So all-time high is at 41. So at least into there, right? Almost 3R. Something like that. So that's what I'm watching for on Ethereum, 3,700 and below if we get another pullback. Bitcoin, I'm looking at, 63,500 down to 62K if we get another pullback. But I'm in an intraday long based on Monday's range. Let's see if it plays out. And then we'll just go from there. But pretty straightforward plan, guys. I hope that all makes sense for you. Dollar, right? We're still within this gigantic range on the dollar. It's into some potential support here, while equities is into resistance, where crypto is kind of in the range highs. So that's kind of in favor of the bulls, or the bears, excuse me. In terms of other coins that I'm in, I've got some AI exposure, but because this is an area that I would like to see rally when the market goes up again. And I talked about this, whether it was the last video or the video before, and I think we were down here when I talked about it. I said what I don't want to see is, necessarily the meme coins just going crazy. Nothing wrong with the meme coins going up. Sheeb's looking good. Bonk, I've been bullish on Bonk. I told you guys Bonk was strong. It fucking flew. Told you guys to long Pepe. It's up 60% from when I entered. This is great, right? But in reality, I want Bitcoin and Ethereum to go up, and then I want that money to flow into other shit. Now, I think one of the things that maybe I'm just off on because I'm a fucking boomer, I'm wearing a hat that says fucking meme coin, meme investor. So maybe I should just listen to my fucking hat. But I've been waiting, as I think a lot of other people have been waiting as well, for this flight to quality, right? So we're waiting. So I've got some great projects, that I've invested in here on the AI side. OXO I've done really well on because I got in at, sub 10 cents. And then some of these other projects like Desync, Hash AI, I think they're good projects, right? RNDR, Cosmic, I think these are good projects. Near, I still think can trade higher. However, as much as this is up, right? This looks bullish. This is up, 600-700% from fucking a year ago. However, it just seems like all the juice and all the liquidity is going just to memes. And so generally, right, you would see kind of the majors go, and then the mid caps go, or the high caps, and then the mid caps, and the low caps, and the memes, and it would kind of, you'd see that cycle and flow of money. But the pump that would happen in the, the majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum and things like that, that would garner the money, the investors, right? Retail would come in when you see Bitcoin screaming past all-time highs. And then that money would flow into other stuff, and you would see, strong altcoins, do well and perform. And we kind of saw that early on in this cycle here, right? Like we saw back when Bitcoin was, doing this crazy run up and this crazy run up, we saw TIAs and and Inge and things like that. You know, these bigger coins, or these newly, big coins rip. But now it just seems like everything underperforms meme coins. And it's almost like, okay, well, if I'm bullish Ethereum, maybe I just need to be bullish Ethereum meme coins like Pepe, which has been one of the best performers, right? If I'm bullish Solana, maybe I should just be bullish WIF because that's the Solana's best meme coin or whatever it is. Maybe that's just where we're at, But I would like to think that if this market cycle is not over, we're yet to have really seen, in alt season in some of these other alts. Like, yeah, we've seen some meme coins go berserk, but a rotation into AI coins, a rotation into gaming coins, and things like that. And maybe that's just not going to happen. Or everyone's going to be kind of disappointed, right? Because I can't remember if maybe it was Pentoshi who was tweeting about this, but like at the end of the day, most of the crypto, right? It's just playing on the narrative, the meme. But last cycle, we had metaverse stuff. Did any of the tokens really do anything for the metaverse? Really? Right? Maybe they had some sort of game. I don't know, but not really, right? But it was part of the narrative. The narrative is what matters, right? Narrative and price. And AI is such a huge narrative right now with NVIDIA ripping, with all these major companies saying they're making huge investments into AI. So you would think we would see maybe a crazy, AI cycle in crypto, like AI summer, like we had a DeFi summer or whatever it is, or a, metaverse rip, but maybe not. Maybe it is the meme coin super cycle and you just rotate your money from Bitcoin and Ethereum into memes and into Solana and then back into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then maybe that's what it is and I'm just fucking washed and I'll just keep trading Bitcoin and Ethereum because that's the shit I know. But I do have a lot of investments in AI tokens, some gaming tokens, as you guys know, but they're woefully underperforming just straight up meme coins at this point, which is kind of just hilarious. But yeah, I think that's just getting blown up here. I think that's all I got for you guys here. So if you enjoy the video, let me know. I'll be back. Hopefully the plan's super clear. I gave you kind of two ideal. I'm in a long right now on Bitcoin. You can get in the trade if you think it's a good trade. I'm in from like this is below my entry right now. My entry is at 68,500. So I'm in this Monday's range trade. Secondary setup is down 63.5 and below. Ethereum, I'm not currently long. I could see this short playing out here that, I'd mapped out, but I didn't personally take. But I'd love to long Ethereum, sub 3,700 if we do get another wipeout. I'm watching stocks for potentially rolling over. And yeah, I'm still long partials on my Pepe if we get any sort of large correction here, because I still think Ethereum is strong and still is yet to make an all-time high. This is a coin I would want to buy the dip on. Same with like Bonk. Bonk's been fucking ripping, but all the meme coins look pretty fucking good, to be honest with you. Like WIF looks like it's breaking out of, a massive range here potentially. So something to keep an eye on, right? If we get another leg up, looks like it's ready to rip. So yeah, if you enjoy the video, you guys know what to do. Leave likes, comments, retweets, all that fucking fun stuff. Make sure you're using Bybit and my ref link. Make sure you're signing up for Breakout. We got a one-step evaluation now. Come take my money in as little as one trade. And I will talk to you guys soon. I will get another video up this week. Hope everyone had a great long weekend, and I will talk to you later.